first frame, Stuart Bingham to break.
Stuart Bingham to get us underway. If he were to win this match, it would be a little milestone. It would be his 50th ranking event quarter-final. And Zhou Yuelong, as I said earlier, runner-up at the English Open semis of the Northern Ireland. So he's still in the race for that bonus prize, of course, the Bet Victor bonus, 150,000. And Mark Allen, with his victory tonight, has taken another step towards winning it. But this man not out of it yet. Of course, it's awarded for the player who performs best over the four, so it won't conclude until the Welsh Open.
Well, Bingham played particularly well last night to take a 3-0 lead against his old adversary, Sean Murphy. It really well, and then all of a sudden he missed a couple and it went 3-1 from nowhere, and he looked rocky, but he got the job done. He won the match. But it was a little bit in doubt for a short period of time. He was curing like that earlier on. He ended up winning 4-1 last night, but he didn't quite tell the way that he struggled towards the end. That is an absolute pearl of a long red. Perfect cueing.
Yeah, I mean, so what you like about the shootout, but the run he had there, you know, the excitement of it. Okay, didn't win the final, but he must have done his confidence the world of good. Obviously, the UK Championship was the opposite. He lost from 5-0 up, as we know, to Scott Donaldson in qualifying.
4.
Because he has won a couple of the home nations. Welsh Open 2017, English Open 2018. And he's 18th in the rankings, so, you know, the points are really important for Stuart Bingham for the rest of the season as he tries to get a Crucible seeding.
Yes, he held the spot there. I'm not sure whether the Reds were on the spot already, because he looked a bit taken aback when the cue ball went where it did. Didn't quite pot the pink cleanly, but it's okay, actually.
12.
But that is not okay. No angle. There's the shot he played previously. Pink goes up, as you saw, onto the brown spot, but there's no angle on the blue. So I don't quite know how he keeps his break going. Don't think there's any sort of a plant in the bunch. The two reds that might be potable, but I'm not sure you can get to the two reds very easily. There's red covering them. Yeah, I mean, they're the reds in the middle of the bunch. Don't know, they may be on. Just have to be the one lone red.
17. $18. Yeah.
It's a very good shot, that. I mean, it was a difficult putt anyway. I've got a feeling he's nudged brown and pink into play there. that's an absolutely brilliant shot. That really is, to finish where he has from queuing awkwardly.
22.
Positional shot played to perfection. So difficult. You're coming in an angle where you overhit or underhit and you finish nowhere. He landed in position A.
Well, it's 4-2 to Bingham on the head, Ted. I'm sure they both remember the last meeting because it was here 2 years ago, quarter-finals. Of course, best of 9. Zhou Yuelong led 4-1. Bingham forced the decider and Zhou made a 70 break to win it.
23.
Yeah, the fact they first played over 10 years ago in the German Masters makes you realise Zhou Yuelong, you think of him as a relatively newish player, but he's been around over a decade.
Yeah, and of course it was the match after that, wasn't it? The semi-final where he thought he'd won. Gary Wilson needed those snookers in the decider and got them. Zhou had celebrated.
It's a pretty good start, isn't it? It's a pretty good start, isn't it? He looks confident. Unfortunately, as far as this break is concerned, he's just slightly out of position.
Stuart Bingham, 30.
But even that shot, look how well he's played it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a late start, but it won't bother him because Stuart will play any time of day. He played in this slot, didn't he, last night?
Well, not going to be as bad as the match and the other table that's yet to start, is it? Big match that is for Messrs O'Connor and Surety, isn't it? And you have to wait around. There's nothing you can do about it. Of course, that's just the way it is. But it's probably a bit nerve-wracking.
Well, it could be, yeah. I mean, it could be 10:30 before they get on it. I mean, it occurs to me there's 2 other tables. I know they're not being used today, but maybe that would have been an option anyway. Looks like they're going to have to wait it out.
Nice run. Again.
1.
No doubt that the aim is to get out of today, really, and into the best of 9s onwards from tomorrow. We're used to best of 7s now, but they're still more comfortable in a slightly longer match. Stop after 4 frames and regroup, all of that. From the quarterfinals onwards.
6.
That's a beautiful
7.
shot. Play with a trace of left-hand screw just to send the cue ball up, rather than across the table.
Yes, he looks sharp. I mean, that initial red, the long red in this frame was evidence of that. Not won a ranking title since the 2019 Gibraltar Open. Of course, he won the Masters the year after that. But won't be in that tournament this year, of course, not in the top 16. But as I say, 18 officially, so every point he can muster now for the rest of the campaign will mean he's got a chance of avoiding Crucible qualifying, where there's no guarantees of coming through. In fact, he lost last year to Michael Holt in that, so wasn't at the Crucible.
Yes, I think he was being written off a couple of seasons ago. He had a poor season, then it emerged out of the qualifiers and reached the semi-finals of the World Championships. The year, of course, that, well, his stablemate these days, Kyron Wilson, won it. And there was no reason why he would get to that stage at the championship, but he did. Not on his form, anyway. He'd been struggling. Got him a few points, got him back in the swing of things.
Seventeen. $22.
Well, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? It's just offset, but with the cue ball above it, you'd like to think if it's going to go any way, it'll be to the right of where they're set, which should mean it'll be potable. Wow, he's hit that. He's really got hold of that, hasn't he?
23.
Doesn't know his own strength, how far he's screwed back. I suspect he'll be going in behind the pink ball here.
Pink ball.
To get a snooker behind the brown.
Stuart Bingham, 23.
If he annoyed there, I think he knows he's a very strong favourite to win the frame, but really, Zhou Yuelong should not have been coming back to the table able to win at all, albeit in snooker. That was the biggest problem. He hit the ball, yes, but invariably he was going to leave a red, whatever he did. And had he missed altogether, well, he would have just had to keep playing until he did hit one.
One.
So doing it in instalments, but not making any mistakes at this stage. Needs another red.
Yeah, he hasn't missed a ball in the frame. He just ran out of position a couple of times, but this red
5.
is to, in the end, pretty decisively take the opening frame of the night.
6.
Listen, if this tournament was on Christmas Day, Stuart Bingham would be here, wouldn't he? He's just that sort of enthusiast for the sport. He's had a few ups and downs the last couple of years. Of course, he got to the final of the
Бүгін менің қасымда жоқ сен Carlos ba Piscina cevap vermeyeyim Düze tasılı para Kaysan sınıksız Әптен тойдым тыйымдарыңа Қанағаттаныр алмайым сен талабыңды Ерішіп бағынбай берме рұқсат Әр кезде қайта алыстай берем жақындама Білесің тым кеш Мені тоқтатам деп әуре болма Саған бағынбай яғын айт бағынбайым яғын айт бағынбау яғын текті яғын айт бағынбайым яғын айт бағынбау Не керек тыңыртасы болмай кел дейді Қырбылар мамна бала кем дейді Сосын үйден шықпай тұрып миды ем дейді Ау, кіммен қайдасың қашан ораласың айтпайым Онда бары бер, кейін қайда деп достарыңа бары бер Сен расында түсінбей тұрсың ба Немен сен ойлағандай әлде қайда періште емес Махаббатым мен үшін іштегі періште елес Бағынбайым, яғын айт бағынбау
Nine.
He's overscrewing a few shots, isn't he? He's done it again there.
Three snookers needed.
Stuart Bingham, no. And the free.
Yuelong, though, remains in his seat. Well, he gets out, but he's already conceded. So Stuart Bingham then, looking for a place in the quarter-finals here in Edinburgh, has taken the opening frame.
32.
One 0 to Stuart Bingham here in the last
Thank you,
16 of the
friends.
Scottish Open. Chris Wakelin, he's just
Yuelong,
wrapping up
sorry.
victory over Yuan on table 2. He's over the line there, so 4-2. And he'll play the winner of this match. Mark Allen will play either Joe O'Connor or Zach Surety. That's next on table 2. The first quarter-final, by the way, tomorrow will be Mark Selby against Chan Bing-yu. That'll be at 12 o'clock, remember, an hour earlier. And Matt Selt and Jan Jun, they're going to be at 7 on table 2. Remember, there's 2 matches at night.
Well, yet to pot a ball, Zhou Yuelong. He's going to attempt one here, though. On the records, it's not got him down as having even attempted a pot of any description, which is quite unusual. When your opponent's not made a one-visit victory in a frame. And he went for that one without any success. It was difficult. But of course his worst fears are that when you miss the red, it just goes out into open play and you can leave one on, and he has. It's another fine piece of cueing, the way he dropped it in. Just got past the black to take it to the opposite corner, so another good shot. It's kind of how it all started last night. As I say, Bingham, first frame, didn't do it in one visit, but he just kept chipping away. At 3-0, Murphy had really, Sean Murphy that is, had really hardly been involved. So you know that in general, Bingham's form is good, despite a few reversals. That horrible defeat 6-5 from 5-0 up against Scott Donaldson in the UK, that must have really hurt him.
Yeah, because he did have a lot of chances, and he was starting to miss, you know, quite straightforward shots with the pressure coming on.
No.
Just on the crucible seedings. Obviously, a lot of tournaments to come yet before the cut-off in April, but he's actually 17th on the provisional list, Bingham. Chris Wakelin, who he would play tomorrow, is 16th. Mark Allen, 15th. So there's players still in the tournament all around that bubble as he misses the black. Oh, dear.
He cued across that one, David. If we do get a chance to see it from that low angle, the cue, as you saw, went right across, which can happen. You know, it's, the whole idea of this game, is to simplify it, is to get the cue to go through around your body in a straight line, and he couldn't, on that occasion, manage it.
What?
So he's been patient, Zhou Yuelong, and now a chance has arrived.
Seven. Eight.
Well, he's had a good season, hasn't he? Runner up to Allen in the English Open. He looked like he might get his first title there. Wasn't quite to be. Lost in a decider. Semis in Belfast. Of course, beat Ronnie O'Sullivan at York in the UK Championship.
He'd never beaten Ronnie before, had he? That was the thing. You know, I suppose that gave him a lot of satisfaction. I think he was something like 0 from 7, or it was big numbers in favour of the Rocket. So that must have been a real confidence booster to get him beaten, you know, in a big match like that, UK Championships.
Yeah, and he made a lot of clearances, didn't he? Won a lot of close frames under pressure.
I think that's become his thing now. I've seen a lot of that where he clears up 50, 60 behind. And they're very big frames to win.
$18. Thank you.
Just get some water. Yeah, Colin Humphrey's just struggling with his throat, so just going to get a sip of water, which is all fine.
If he's coming to look at the two reds at the bottom on the right there, whether they're a plant, I get the feeling not. He's actually looking to see if that top red passes. Well, that's close, isn't it?
Thank you.
That is close. We're not dead in line with the pocket there. I don't think for sure that that went. Well, now you see it from that angle. I think that's an indication that, in my opinion, it doesn't go. I mean, it might slide off the extreme left jaw, but centre of the pocket, I think the other edge in the way, isn't it? You're going to prove me wrong. I'd like to. Well, he played it off the left jaw. Very good shot, because that did not go to the centre of the pocket. And you can see that, but didn't he play it well? It just goes to show you, this game you can be surprised, because there's no way that went cleanly. Holding the spot, pink on the black spot, allows him to play the red to the right of the two close together.
Eight.
Difficult shot to continue the break from here.
Pink ball. So. Stuart Bingham, 8.
Well, whoever gets in next, you've got to feel it's a good chance. Red's all out in the open now. And it's Stuart Bingham with another terrific par. He's looking confident, isn't he, this evening?
Yeah, but he missed that one ball, didn't he, that black? But he's kind of getting the half chances and getting in frequently, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's another player who's, talked about eyesight issues. He tried glasses at one point, didn't he? Something that obviously as you get older does become an issue, but he's seeing them well this evening.
I think he's another one of these players that you never hear him speaking about retirement, because most of the other players, even go back to my own playing days, you lose matches, you say, I think I'm going to pack it all in, do something else. And you realise you can't do much else, certainly not for the kind of money you can earn as a snooker player, but you never hear Bingham complaining about that, do you? He just wants to play.
13.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was one year he went on holiday, didn't he, to Devon with the family, and he took his cue because Andy Hicks lived down there, and he went when I looked Andy up, had a little practice session.
14.
Well, Andy Hicks used to come to London. We're getting off the subject of this match a little, but he was not one to practice with. He invariably didn't miss a ball for about 4 or 5 hours. He'd become a very good referee during that time playing. I know that much.
Nineteen. Twenty. 26. 27.
'So important few shots this, because he really takes a big step forward if he can get a 2-0 lead without Zhou Yuelong getting many chances. He's just working it out. Be 33 in front. If this black goes in, which he probably will. 2 more reds.
$34. 35.
Nicely done. It's, if he played the blue, if he runs it through, he's not necessarily going to be on a red. If he takes the pink, he's a more missable shot. And he's missed a black from the side cushion into that same pocket. And it's not unmissable by any stretch, this pink. Blue, he won't miss, but I don't think he'd be on the red very easily. I'd be pleased with that. Good cueing. Just thin red to middle for 2-0.
41.
Yes, he's looked really sharp, hasn't he, so far?
42.
Zhou Yuelong did have an opportunity in that frame, but it didn't come to much. He played safe, didn't he? Opened the reds, but he did leave one to left middle. And Stuart Bingham stroked it in.
Just can't work out the scores. There's 2 snookers. I mean, he may just roll this brown in and not play on the red. Just adds to the difficulty for Zhou Yuelong if it goes in.
$46.
45 the lead. Snooker and a free ball from here to keep Zhou Yuelong in the frame, but it doesn't matter now. The frame is over.
Yeah, that saves maybe 15 minutes or so for Bingham. That red going in, no way back now. He's looking good, as I say, sharp, potting the crunch balls. And after just half an hour's play, he's going to be halfway to victory.
$53.
Yeah, it just shows you how things can turn around, because the UK Championship, let's be honest, was a bit of a nightmare for him. But then he gets to the final of the shootout, has a good week in Blackpool,
I'm afraid.
and looking good to continue the week here in Edinburgh into the quarter-finals. He leads 2-0, and is playing some good stuff already this evening on Discovery Plus. Stuart Bingham 2-0 up here, and good value for that. He's played well overall. Pot success at 96%. His long game's been good. Everything's been good, really, so far. But he started well last night, didn't he? And he did get a little bit sticky against Sean Murphy before he got over the line. Now, can Yuelong get in and get involved? Yeah, good pot.
One. Four. Five.
Well, this is the one he wants rid of, the one he's closest to, because it just frees up the black.
11. 12.
Been some good matches today on this the main table. All of them have been good. I mean, Selby was absolutely magnificent earlier on. He played brilliantly 4-0. Chang Bing-Yu was highly impressive, I thought, against Karen Wilson. And the match we saw first up this evening, Mark Allen Jagander.
19.
It went 4-3, but there were good frames, all of them. Tells you the conditions must be pretty good, doesn't it? Because you never hear a word
20.
when it's that case. But, you know, the matches have been of a high standard. This is another one.
Yeah, there's the scene. Plenty of people still here. With, you know, quite a bit to go, you suspect, with the other match having just started.
28.
It's always been in this slot, hasn't it? Just pre-Christmas, the Scottish Open. We've had some magnificent finals down the years. Neil Robertson, Cao Yupeng would be one that a lot of people would remember. But there's been plenty of others as well.
35.
I mean, that's got to be the closest anyone's come to winning a ranking event without doing so, because he's missed the final black to win the event, didn't he? The championship ball, or
36.
all for the tournament itself. And it looked in, the last black.
$43.
It's a good break, this. He's going along nicely.
Well, he needed something to happen, and got him with a good red. Now he needs to stay in.
44.
It just feels something's coming for Zhou Yuelong. As I say, you know, he's knocking on that door. We've seen other players, Jack Lazowski, the most obvious example. Eventually it opened for him.
$51. 52.
52.
58. $59.
I think that red bottom right is far enough away from the others to pot cleanly.
$66. $67.
Well, now we've only been going 6 minutes, and he's kind of won the frame. Although what he needs to do here is just basically get the black safe, I think. Yeah, that's a good shot. Hard to argue with that. That's a good match play shot.
Zhou Yuelong, 67.
He'd rather have cleared up, obviously, but failing that, Bingham can mathematically tie, but how can he where the black is? He'd have to move it. He's accepted his fate and taking a lower value colour. Might be a plant, those two reds. Let's come round to have a look. Right corner.
7. 8.
Not quite a hopeless case, this, because I don't know if you could pot the
14.
top red, the pink might go on the spot, his own spot, and the red below it might be the snookering ball. And you're thinking about 3 or 4 shots on from the one he's just played, but it could be a factor. I think it's the top red that's covering the pink spot. So it could yet be interesting.
$21. 22.
Yeah, well, I can see some future in this. Pink will go back on his own spot now, and the snooker looks very likely. It's a question of how good the snooker is going to be, I think, rather than whether he gets one or not.
$28. Stuart Bingham, 28.
Doesn't look a lot of fun to me. Yes, he might hit it off one cushion, but he could be leaving a free ball or being another snooker either way. Had he been tight and behind the pink, it would have been a horrible snooker to hit. Very easy to slip past the red on this shot. And that's what he's done.
Foul, Stuart Bingham, 4.
But it's awkward again because he, of course, he needs red-black, and the black's where it's been all the way through. So he probably does need another snooker.
Meanwhile, it's been a wait for Joe O'Connor and Zach Stewart. A bit worth waiting for. O'Connor made 100 exactly, frame 1 on table 2.
We can safely say this frame is not over. Slightly easier snooker hit than the previous one, but again, sometimes the one cushion escapes are more difficult than 2 or 3 cushions. It's odd, but that's just the way it is. In some ways, the target appears smaller when you're just playing a 1 cushion shot. You might be looking to go up and down here, is he? Got to get past the brown. Oh. Yeah, I mean...
Oh, the miss. It's Bingham 4.
It's my imagination, but the brown looked in the way there.
Spot one.
Of course, it can go back now. And it's flashbacks, I guess. I mentioned earlier that Gary Wilson semi-final. I know we bring it up a lot, but that was the decider. And Gary needed 3 snookers. He got them in this very venue 2 years ago.
I think you can get to the red, but the brown is kind of an intervening ball off the cushion, isn't it, in a way? I wonder if he'll choose a different route. That looks like the perfect replacement, doesn't it, from Colin Humphries?
Yeah, very good. He's just checking on the screen, but I don't... No, there's Glenn Sullivan-Bissett, the marker, but...
Oh, spot on.
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
That was the point, wasn't it? He could only hit sort of the left half as we look, playing that way. It's a chance of some kind. He'd be quite worried about this. Another frame behind would put him in a terrible position. 3-0 down. Ooh. Let off the hook there. I tell you, that would have been interesting had that gone in, because he probably would have took it down to the last black. I wonder if he could consider just pushing the red onto the black full ball and getting the black out. He's not playing it. He's playing the up and down. He's got to be careful not to hit the pink here. Yep, that little graze of the yellow didn't do him any harm.
Yeah, he might be able to see the potting angle, but for that little rub.
After all that, that's quite a fluke, isn't it? And Bingham can't believe it. It's gone in kind of dead weight. So all the effort, it turns out for nothing. So that was quite a significant moment, wasn't it?
Well, it's a funny old game, isn't it? You know, I mean, he was under pressure, and Bingham not seeing the funny side. Zhou Yuelong under pressure, and and flukes the red.
Zhou Yuelong, 7.
So 38 in it, long way back from here, but he's going to give it a go. We know it's not impossible to win the frame from here, but it's harder with the red not on the table anymore. That free ball on the red, because of course you get the colour as well potentially. Just it seemed less likely on the colours. Hang on, though, he's gone in off, so, so maybe not.
Bingham 4.
Wow.
Well, the in-offs are definitely a factor on that shot. You know you can easily go in off. It's almost a natural. So now 34. So, yeah, I mean, I'm surprised he carried on, actually, but now we know maybe why.
I mean, he was pretty furious, wasn't he, at the fluke? Bingham, he was shaking his head, but he didn't just throw the towel in.
2.
So in behind the brown is the plan.
Stuart Bingham, 2.
Green in the middle of the table.
It's another good shot. Another very good shot.
Frame conceded.
Yeah, left the green
Frame
on, so
Zhou Yuelong.
conceded. So it was a dramatic frame, but Zhou Yuelong, all he cares about is that he won it. He made that 67 earlier, and he reduces the gap here to 2-1. 16 concluding tonight at the Scottish Open. Stuart Bingham leading 2-1. Tomorrow, of course, best of nines will have intervals. As I say, the first match at 12 o'clock, Mark Selby against Chang Bing-yu. Chris Wakelin awaiting the winner of this match. It will be the second match on tomorrow afternoon.
Well, it was close enough, but didn't drop. Hit that right jaw just a bit too far down. Quite difficult cueing the red close to the pocket. I mean, he's over 2 reds here. Get the elevation, you can just about do so. Hard to get onto a colour. Trying to land it on the black. It's very difficult to do. The pink to middle it's going to have to be.
Take a seat, please.
Well, just someone in his eye line, but they're just taking their seat. Yuelong just having a moment here just to wipe his hands, regather himself. Is just seeing if the pink will go on its spot. If not, the green spot's available.
Thank you. 7.
Yuelong's birthday next month, actually, January the 24th. He'll only be 28, so still, you know, young by modern snooker standards. Seen a lot of his compatriots, though, hasn't he, winning trophies the last few years, and he would love to be amongst that.
15.
Quite disappointed, wasn't he? It was understandable after the English Open final because it wasn't his first final. You know, he's now been runner-up 4 times in ranking tournaments, and he got so close to winning. You could understand it wasn't going to be all smiles.
Well, he's just not quite the right kiss on that red that he was looking for. Just got to slide off the top of the bunch here. Just hold for the black. No problem.
24. $31. 32. 39. 40.
Yes, playing low on the blue, not such a big problem. With the green away from its spot, it's the easy up and down without a risk of hitting anything. Goes right across the line of the green on the way down there. That's all right.
45.
Going along pretty nicely. He's got to cue down on this next shot, however, to keep the cue ball to the right for his position on the black.
46. 53. 54. 61.
Yes, he's going to need 2 more reds here. So it's similar really to the last frame where, you know, he was on a 60-odd break, but a little bit of pain followed before he won the frame.
Yeah, and to get the second of those 2 reds, he's going to have to open them here. There's no other red available, so he's either going to go with a lot of pace straight into the reds, or he might be able to, with topspin, go around 2 cushions into them. And it looks like he's going direct route. He's got to hit this quite firmly. Extremely good shot. So often that shot will go wrong, but very efficiently played.
67.
And to win a frame in a single visit would be very handy for him to avoid, as you say, the last frame, which went on a bit.
Well, now it's playing time. It's been good stuff, hasn't it? Bingham dominated the first 2 frames, and Yuelong has done similar in the second 2.
68.
I guess realistically now, 1 more red will stop any potential playing on.
$75. 76. 82. 83.
'Well, he's made 2 centuries in this tournament already.
89.
In fact, the first of them was a 140 against Sam Craigie.
90.
Of course, Zhou Tong last night made a 146.
$96. 97.
Well, green will be for the century. So the last frame, I guess, was kind of in the balance. He fluked the last red, didn't he, out of a snooker, which massively helped. And now He's playing terrifically well. He's played a terrific shot here as well to get on this red. Look at that.
100.
18th century of the season for Zhou Yuelong. Well, the red stays out, so 100 exactly.
One.
That's a terrific shot, and he might have the low angle on the black to pot it from there. There aren't many places down that side where he can get to the black, but that might be one of them. A terrific shot. Well, it wasn't an easy one though, was it? And, maybe potting the red was his downfall, because it forced him, or sort of enticed him into playing the black. And this awkward red from the side cushion, if this goes in, Bingham has got the advantage back.
One. Eight. Nine.
Yeah, no real angle on the blue, so leaving the red from distance. I mean, scoring has always been Bingham's game. He's made 9 maximums, over 600 centuries.
14.
Only 8 this season, so it's been a bit up and down, this campaign.
$15.
Well, that's well played. Has he gone too far? No, I think he's absolutely fine. A very purposeful walk around the table. He knew he'd played it nicely, that last shot. Just going to flick the red to the right of it here. Don't want to push it in the way of the black. That's exactly what he has done. You know that can happen on that shot, but you just basically hope it won't. So the break didn't amount to a great deal. It was a little unlucky, I suppose. It's turned into a good match, though, isn't it? Yeah. Bingham was all over him for 2 frames, and Zhou Yuelong has come back well. as usual, the one ball that can get in the way on the safety shots tends to do so. Pink ball on the way back up.
Yeah, I mean, looking back, that fluke on the last red by Zhou in frame 3, a big moment really, because he was under it at that point. Bingham was threatening to get the snookers he needed. And who knows, 3-0, he could have been over by now. And it was a very unlikely fluke as well, you know, to go in at that angle in the middle.
Yeah, good shot. Very good length on that shot. Right underneath the bolt cushion. And a good follow-up there from Bingham. An important juncture in the match, isn't it? These short matches can often throw up very dramatic conclusions. And that is a mistake, and quite a significant one.
Well,
The pink to middle really is a big shot. I mean, he's leaving reds. If it goes in, it plays a part in whether he leads 3-2 or not. Yeah, very good. Don't know if the pink spot is free. He would like it probably not to be, I would think. Colin Humphries says no. Highest available, the black spot.
7.
You can see the few reds lined up there. Not many will go. Maybe the bottom one.
8.
Even then, not entirely sure. Now the pink will go back on its own spot, I believe. So he hasn't got to worry about that when he plays on his next red. It won't snooker him. I think the spot is now free. Oh, okay. That's my mistake.
14.
I thought that the red he'd potted had freed the pink spot.
15.
Obviously not. But the lead is growing.
Twenty-one. Twenty-two. 28.
Well, 50 in it. I mean, those two reds are not lined up. You'd have to straighten them up. And he's done so. Hit the
29.
initial red about half ball. But there was a gap between the reds wide enough to actually make it into a plant. There'd be 57 in front here, so red colour after this pink is what he needs to regain the lead. Oh, he's hit this well, unless he goes behind the red. I tell you what, he hit that well. He's slightly unfortunate there.
35.
Just needing red and colour. Yeah. Shake of the head.
Amazing how one ball can get in the way. I mean, if he finishes a little short of where he has, he's got really framed ball. He'd have been on colour. He may yet win the frame, but that wasn't the strongest of safety shots.
Bingham, 35.
Meanwhile, it's 2-0 to Joe O'Connor. He's just won quite a lengthy frame, 40 minutes, but he's 2-0 up on Zach Surety. Remember, the winner will play Mark Allen. That'll be at 7 o'clock tomorrow night.
Oh, the dreaded, and it was on, wasn't it? And I think he knew there was a chance of it. He put a little bit of left-hand side on the cue ball to try and avoid the double kiss, but it's not made any difference. You know, he's not lost the frame, but it's almost in his mind. He feels like he might have done. I would say that Zhou Yuelong's got a lot to do here.
One. Seven. Eight.
Well, trying to bring the red off the cushion.
Yeah, because without that, it was always going to be very difficult. And now
14.
that he's not really got position, it's being even more seemingly unlikely that he would win the frame from here. Nothing's impossible, but tricky next red. He could probably do with the black on its spot as well, because of the red below the black spot's easier to pot with the colour. So Bingham looked pretty crestfallen when he came away from the table, but he's likely to come back, I think. This would be a great effort to win it. That's a start. If he's straight on the peg, it's not great. Slight angle, that's all. See, when you've got no angle on a shot, you have to hit it so hard, and the keyboard is not really going very quickly towards the next ball. He's got no real power in the ball because the pop was so straight. Breaks over. And importantly, Bingham only needs one of the two remaining reds. Doesn't even need a colour with it.
21.
Made a bit of progress, didn't he? But just hanging on in the frame.
Yeah, it's hard work. I mean, 21 took a while to make, didn't it? But it wasn't straightforward.
What a great effort that was. It looked like it was in, and that's exactly what he played. You know, he's played pretty much in the knowledge that he's not going to leave the red, but he got so close to it that it didn't really come very far away from the pocket. Couldn't leave the other one. A great attempt. Bit of a worry for Bingham, isn't it? How well he played the shot. And the likelihood of him leaving that red was pretty low, I think. But that's what happened. And what's he going to do? Is he going to try and land on the red, or I think more likely play a snooker? Yeah. And it looks as if it's a cast iron snooker that you can lay.
8.
It's important, obviously, to get the snooker, but also to monitor where the red it goes. If it can go nearer, close to a colour, be even better. And it hasn't done that.
Yuelong, 8.
It's a good enough shot, but maybe if the red had been down by the yellow, it would have been even better. I felt that Bingham would hit it, and as you saw, made good contact. I think Stuart Bingham probably getting a little bit fed up, thinking that maybe the luck's not with him. I mean, he had quite a significant fluke in frame 3, Zhou Yuelong. Bingham had got the snookers that he needed.
Yeah.
And from one of the snookers, I think the last red went to the right middle, didn't it? And now, that's a mistake. It's just given Bingham a headache here, just even getting to this red.
Yeah, it's not always a dreaded double kiss, that's the thing. Just left this nasty with the spider, and it seems to be a long way from the cue ball as well.
These are just nasty shots to even line up. Can't see a lot of the cue ball from down there.
We saw John Higgins the other day, didn't we? Not quite the same shot, but he had the spider out, and well, put it this way, it didn't end well.
No, the cue slipped off. The balls seemed to go everywhere, didn't they? I tell you what, that's an extremely good shot, I feel, from there, because he didn't panic. He was in trouble. Very much advantage Bingham now. He's got to hit this, and of course he has no real knowledge of where the balls will end up. Well, after all the battling, Bingham's got a chance, albeit with, queuing in the jaws of the pocket is never fun. He could be getting a nasty feeling. This frame might slip away from him now. I heard him chuntering before, but now, for this visit, there's not a safe ball on the table all of a sudden. What a turnaround this could be.
One.
Yes, huge visit for Zhou Yuelong. He's been playing catch-up in this frame. Things have gone his way, and now he's got the chance. I mean, that long double Bingham attempted, it looked in all day long. I think he thought it was in.
8. Ten.
Yes, he makes a habit of clearing up. And it wasn't much more than the last red and all the colours, but really it goes against the grain for Bingham to lose this frame if he does. He seems to have been in control. About 4 different shots that have gone against him. They've all conspired to this. What we're seeing, that somehow on the frame he seems to be about to be snatched away from him. And you can sense that he's not happy about it.
22.
Painful frame to lose, this would be.
$28.
Well, it's surely gone. The black for a 3-2 lead for Zhou Yuelong. He was 2-0 down, but things are going his way. It's another very impressive clearance from him. He seems to make a habit these days of winning these tight frames, and he's 1 away from the quarterfinals. As we move now to 11:15 at night, the diehards are still here watching. How many more frames, though? Zhou Yuelong needs 1 to reach the quarterfinals. It's 2-0 to Joe O'Connor against Zach Surety, so still maybe quite a way to go there, although O'Connor in front in the next frame.
Now, he's got a lot of experience, Stuart Bingham. He's been world champion, he's been Masters champion. This is going to test him. That it's almost like he wasn't meant to win that last frame, it seemed. And lo and behold, he didn't.
Yes, in the end, anything that could go wrong did for him. Zhou Yuelong's 2 victories over Bingham. They've both come in deciders, including here a couple of years ago.
Don't really think of Zhou Yuelong as someone who's going to knock in a barrage of breaks. I mean, he can score, obviously. But he's a real competitor who clears up to win a lot of frames. He's a good match player.
Well, it's looking very likely to be 3-0 now to Joe O'Connor. Next door, snooker's required there by Zach Surety. Mark Allen, the opponent, in the quarterfinals. You can see them there on the right-hand side. That'll be 7 o'clock tomorrow night. We open up tomorrow 12 o'clock, so an hour earlier for the afternoon session. Mark Selby, Chan Bing-yu. That'll be followed by Chris Wakelin against the winner of this match. And then at 7 o'clock, as I say, Allen against, looking like at the moment, Joe O'Connor. And table 2, of course, will be in operation. Zhang Jun in his first quarter-final in a ranking event against Matt Selt. Well, very interesting frame as the Reds sort of fan out into open play. Obviously, Bingham just under a little bit more pressure. In fact, he's trailing 3-2. Not to leave a chance.
I mean, there is a red to right middle. It would tempt Zhou Yuelong, but it would be very dangerous. And he knows that he's kind of turned this match around. He wouldn't want to throw it away by presenting Bingham with something easy. So the Reds continue to make their way to the other end of the table. Bingham now could play that same red. It's the one directly below the pink. It's a roll into the middle. I don't think it's very easy at all. You're almost giving the match away should you miss it. So often you see a frame like this, when the chance comes, A, it's a good one, but B, it's a lot of low-value colours are taken. A player can put sort of 8 or 9 reds and have about 45. Which means they haven't put the match away or the frame away. There's more reds up there now. That was a good shot. It's not easy to get the cue ball back to where it is now from positioning of the cue ball for Bingham. I'll tell you what, he might be taking the other two reds down there now. He is. Well, he's gone in. No. Wow, that's worked out well, hasn't it? Very unusual configuration of the balls, isn't it?
8 minutes this frame. Who is going to get in? Because you've got to feel whoever does. As long as they obviously land on a colour first shot, then what a chance.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it could be that we'll end up seeing all 15 reds up there. He's going for the red, the thin one. Big shot, this. It's almost like who would blink first there, and Zhou Yuelong maybe didn't have very many easy shots, but you know, that was a tough shot to play.
Well, these reds, they're sort of like baubles on a Christmas tree, aren't they? It's Stuart Bingham just trying to work out a plan.
The strange thing is, Dave, that actually, with the blue and pink a little tied up, I wonder if he might want to just screw into the red by the blue here and just free everything. Interesting shot to play. He has played it. He's overdone it. A little bit of a jab.
8.
Definitely think he tried to bring the high value colours out into play there. Still okay, but as you can imagine, there aren't many colours now that are not tied up down there. That's a good shot. That's well controlled. Now, what's he going to play here? He has a slight angle. I think his timing's gone a little bit, you know. I don't know what he was hoping to do with that cue ball there, but it wasn't what he has achieved.
Seventeen.
I suppose you've got to go for the brown, isn't he, and hold the cue ball to roughly where it is, where the brown is now. For the red just to the left of the yellow. He could play it to middle, I suppose, but it's quite a tricky one, this. Difficult shot. Not there. I think I'd have preferred to have played that down into bottom left pocket than the middle somehow. You can see into the pocket. That one's awkward with all the reds in your eye line.
Yeah, it was a rather tense visit, that, wasn't it, from Stuart Bingham? Let's see how far Zhou Yuelong gets.
One.
I made the point before that from here, you can see that you can win a frame or a match in this case with a sizable break in the second half of a frame, and we're in that position now, but it is a slightly complicated table, isn't it?
Well, at least the brown's back on its spot now, as it wasn't originally.
5. 6.
Well, that's free to red, but he hopes not to be too straight on the one that he's going to play down the cushion, because that would stop him from getting out of where he is. I think he might have a little bit of an angle to just emerge out of the bulk area with the cue ball. He could have done with a bit more on that, couldn't he? He's not on the ball, I don't think. Options are pretty thin on the ground as well. I thought he could have just put a bit more into that. It looked like a shot he had to force more than he did. I mean the problem... Excuse me, the problem is that blue and pink are a little bit awkward, and it's quite hard to bring them into play, the red next to it. All he can do is touch the black.
Zhou Yuelong,
So
11.
Bingham made 17, Zhou Yuelong 11. Zach Surety fighting back in the fourth frame against Joe O'Connor, is in front there, trailing 3-0, but looking good to take the match into at least one more frame on table 2. We've reached that time of night, I think, where things tend not to get any easier. Just gone half 11. Still a few hardy souls here, as you can see. Going to see it out.
Well, I mean, if he honestly played that as a plant, no wonder Bingham was looking suspiciously down the line of the shot. Something that's what you might see in 9-ball pool or something. Looked like he tried to push a red onto a colour, onto a red at that distance. That was some shot choice.
Well, he's completely transformed the frame, hasn't he? You know, he's brought blue and pink into play. He left Bingham a red on. So what a chance for Stuart Bingham.
7.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny because Bingham looked down the line and said, what's he doing here? I mean, it looks like that's what he played because the red didn't miss the pocket by very far.
8.
I suppose it's like anything else, though. If if he gets the shot, we're saying, "Oh, amazing." This is a shot. Stuart Bingham is thinking, is he really going for this? It kind of looked like it might be in line, but there's an awful lot of things that can and did go wrong. One of them is the distance all the balls have got to travel.
Well, Bingham has it in his hands to take this to a decider. He went through it in the last frame. Shaking his head and sort of chuntering in his seat, but now he's coming alive again.
That was not a good shot. If he's on the red fairly straight to the bottom right, he's a bit fortunate. There's no way he played it like that.
Stuart Bingham, 19.
Yeah, I mean, he was more confident than perhaps we were. It looked like he was always going to hit that bottom jaw. He felt it was going to drop. The shot before was not a good one, positionally, for Bingham.
One.
Yes, he's played it quite cautiously, that double. Didn't really plant a colour.
Yeah.
It's quite a nervy frame, this one again, isn't it? Now we're getting to the important stage of this match. Played the double without any real thought about it winning him the frame. This brown to middle is going to have to drop because he'll be on a red for sure, I think.
Five. Six.
Well, that kind of tells you he's not on the brown. He looked down the line and threw his head in the air. Does the blue even go past the red bottom right? It's become a very strange frame, this one. Maybe, but it's not into a full pocket. He's also cueing slightly across the yellow. It's not a pleasant shot to have to play.
No, it's become a sort of classic 20 to midnight frame, hasn't it? Which is what the time is now. Nothing coming easy, everything looking awkward.
Blue ball. Zhou Yuelong, 6.
So 19, isn't it?
Excuse me. Thank you. One.
I'm sure he may have had some bit of side on this, but he's going to bury the cue ball in behind the blue anyway.
Stuart Bingham, 1.
It's giving him a strong advantage. I think he played it with a bit of right-hand side because I didn't expect the cue ball to stay along that right cushion. Well, it's late at night. Big shot, this. Could hit the black first. Oh, he's played it well. It's a terrific shot.
Sorry.
Okay, a little standoff.
Touching ball.
Well, touching ball.
That's not what Zhou Yuelong wanted at all. He could, well, it's hard to do it, but he might be able to get him in behind the blue again. But he'd have to get the spider out. It would be no fun, the shot. Been on 2 hours. It's got slower. They were going along a treat early on, but the frames have been tight since the last couple. He'll try and get in behind there again, but it's not easy over the top of a ball to get the right pace. No, no good.
Meanwhile, Joe O'Connor's got a golden chance to win 4-1 next door. Which will leave these two out in the middle on their own as we approach Friday.
Well, there is a mistake. Good shot from Bingham.
One.
He just lost a bit of his timing earlier, but you know, we know he can get it back. He's got all the experience. And he might be taking us all the way here. 28 the lead. Where's this going? Well, for once, not the worst kiss. He's got a red to middle, albeit heading down into bulk and potting it. Well, the other red goes even better. Red by the green.
No.
So, I think there could be quite a lot more tension to come here if he can just complete the job in his sixth frame.
Well, he needs this red. It's been a 32-minute frame.
12.
And we're going to have one more, it would seem, to decide who goes through to the quarterfinals. 10 minutes to midnight. And now Yuelong just having a slight chunter. We saw Bingham doing that earlier.
18.
Still a very hard match to call this. But Bingham has come to life here at least.
21. $25. 30.
Well, he's enjoyed this little visit, hasn't he? He's taken these nicely. All set then for one last frame.
36.
Stuart Bingham takes the 6th frame. And it means we have a decider coming up shortly. This one, the 34-minute 6th frame, the handshake. There's quite a few people still here going to see this through. Who's going to prevail and take on Chris Wakelin in tomorrow's second quarter final? At least they're not on first. Meanwhile, an unusual break-off.
A wild break, wasn't it? I mean, I still remember that break where Bingham potted the black off the break, which I don't think I've ever seen before. But this time the red flew up, it double kissed, knocked the blue off its spot, all kinds. You know, you see this, the break-off shot so many thousands of times, but you see one you've never spotted before. Good shot. Bingham will be very annoyed if the break-off shot, after all the hard work, is going to be significant in the context of who wins. Well, I don't know if he can get to the red at the bottom of the bunch. If he does, he goes through plenty of reds in knocking it in. And it's an attacking shot with a lot of things good that can happen, but the keeper's not sure to finish on a colour. Not bad.
Well, whatever happens, he would have had a chance to win it. This is it. Maybe his only one. Maybe the only one he needs. Whereas Bingham does not know whether he'll get back to the table. And if he doesn't, then that's a break-off shot. It's going to kind of slightly spoil Christmas for him, isn't it? Because this was a big chance this weekend. It still is if he gets a chance in the frame.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the same shot played every 2 frames, isn't it? You don't expect it to go as wrongly as it did. Different if you're in trouble, but it was a break-off.
$17.
You know, to be in first with this sort of a chance in a decider, it leaves your opponent absolutely helpless sitting there. You wonder, are you going to get a chance in live play at all? Many a decider, you'll get all that way and you just not get an opening at all. There it is. He just caught the red thick, but the rest of it was all in the lap of the gods, really.
23.
Yeah, and you think at first, has he actually got away with it? But he didn't. Well, we've seen Zhou Yuelong be very cool making clearances. And he's looking cool here, opening a few more reds up. It's a big chance now, as you can see, the total points dead level for the match.
Very neatly played that last shot. Really did get the reds spread and landed on the other one.
32.
Well, Jack Lazowski, as we see the shot again, scrubbed his name off that list, didn't he? Best players on tour not to win a ranking event. Zhou Yuelong, I think, very high up it. Been in 4 finals, including the English Open this season. got to the semis of the Northern Ireland Open.
We shouldn't forget that Alfie Burden also scrubbed his own name off that list, unless he's probably never on.
39.
Well, in case he was, he's not on it now. But yeah, Zhou Yuelong, definitely a player who's been talked about for a number of years as a potential winner.
40.
Meanwhile, a twist on the other table because Joe O'Connor was firmly in control of the fifth frame, but Zach Surety found a way back in. And you can see they're setting the balls up because he's won it. So 3-2. And that continues.
47. $48. $55.
Well, if there is going to be an end to this break that does not result in winning the match, here he pots the red and position is not guaranteed at all. You know, you'd expect him to have a shot at something, but there's a little bit of the unknown about where the cube was going to finish here. Played it well.
56.
It's a bit resting on this last almost piece of the jigsaw. If this black goes in, he's going to be on reds, and it's Bingham's only hope that somehow he misses his hand on the cushion rail. But he's very good under pressure. He's a real scrapper, Zhou Yuelong.
Yeah, I like how he played it because he didn't sort of build it up. I mean, it was a big
63.
shot, but he didn't build it up to be one. He got down, he just focused on his cueing, knocked it in, and now not much more to do.
64.
And Stuart Bingham has played one shot in the decider. It was the break-off that went badly wrong. Having battled so hard to win the previous frame to set up the decider, looks like he's going to have had one shot in it.
Yes, and that's sort of compounded by the fact that, you know, the frame he lost to go 3-2 down, he should never have lost it. I mean, about 4 times he should have won it, and then he recovered from that to get to 3-all, as you say, and just immediately got it wrong in this decider.
Well, this is match ball.
71.
So Zhou Yuelong has battled hard all night, but what a quality break he's produced in the decider. Just needed one chance.
$78.
I'll say one thing for this pair, though. I mean, everyone should be like this anyway, but they're two
79.
great competitors, you know. Bingham and Yuelong, they both don't like losing, and Bingham is more than a bit disappointed. He wanted to be here tomorrow, competing in the quarterfinals, best of 9.
86.
Yeah, I mean, he started the match really well, didn't he? And was looking good. And in fact,
87.
one of the first shots he had, he knocked in a great long red. But he's just having to sit and wait now for this frame to finish. It's the end of the road on the World Snooker Tour this year for Bingham. We know he'll be back, though, in the new year. First chance he gets.
93. 94.
So he's going to finish with a century if he pots this pink. Of course, he made 100 in frame 4. Is this the weekend that Zhou Yuelong joins the list of ranking event winners? He's had to battle into Friday
100.
to get into the quarterfinals. But, as I say, just needed one chance. It's been a real good break, this. His 250th career century. Nice little milestone to send him on his way. And it's his third victory over Bingham in a deciding frame finish, including, of course, here. 2 years ago in the quarterfinals, he made a 70 break that day to win 5-4.
108.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he's made 250 centuries tells you he's a scorer, but I just think with Zhou Yuelong, he's really good at clearing up, making important breaks, and of course this is a very important one. But very sound temperament, I think.
$115. 118.
Well, a few years ago, Mark Williams got stick, didn't he, for that break-off shot he played, just rolling into the back of the Reds. But you can kind of see the logic in it now, because the break-off shot has cost Stuart Bingham this match in the end.
122.
Obviously, things happened before that in the match, but when it came to the crunch in the decider, he played one shot.
It's been a seriously good break, though, isn't it?
It really has. He's already made a 140 in this tournament. And he looks set to make another one here.
133.
Well, the black stays out, but 133, a fine finish. Zhou Yuelong needed one chance, and he got the match won. And he is into the quarterfinals of the Scottish Open. A real tense affair it was, but a grandstand.